Always good to have you, sir.
Thank you, lady, so much.
And kind of fun, you were just saying you were here the day that Donald Trump announced that he was running for the presidency.
He came down the escalator in the 11 o'clock hour, and I watched it from my office in Two Penn Plaza as he was coming down. I took the subway up here. By that time, it was over. We went on the air at noon. Begin the discussion.
I only remember Melania taking the escalator down, and I think there are a lot of men in America that only noticed Melania going down there in that white dress. Remember that? That's
hard to forget.
Yeah.
See, you could say that. You could say that, but I can't.
I can say that. I was in awe. I was like, wow.
He can't say that.
No. And I will also say, too, Julie Rudzinski just left us. We were the last time I saw Julie Rudzinski was on the Jesse Waters show the Saturday before the election, and we predicted a Trump victory. And she said that we were all smoking crack.
Oh, so this is why she's so happy she's not here.
That's why I wish she was
said
there.
Smoking crack?
She said, all of you are smoking crack tonight because Hillary's going to be a lock for this coming
She's going behind
Tuesday.
the window right now. Bye, Julie. We love Julie.
Hey,
I want to say that loud and clear. And also,
we do love
she
Julie.
has. I mean, she's eaten a lot of crow.
We are.
Since then, and she's been, very
I think she actually gave our stage manager a bottle of nice scotch because every day we would walk in and
it's so
he
funny.
made it very clear who was going to win the election.
Do you remember we had Governor Huckabee as the one lucky guy the day before the election, and we were talking about, I said I thought that there would be the Ivanka Trump voter, which is like the urban, college-educated, upper socioeconomic woman that would end up voting for him. And I was like, I know a lot of women in my life that are voting for Trump, and they don't want to talk about it. And that ended up being what happened.
So true.
No, it was very true. That article caught my eye as well.
Yeah,
the
we
day
talked about it.
We talked about it that day because I thought that was a big thing. I, too, knew a lot of people who were like, you know what, I think he probably is a jerk with women. I think he probably did do all the things that they're accusing him of. But, I mean, they're both, like, I'm uncomfortable with both candidates' ethics. I think they're both not great people. And what I care about is security, and I care about the economy. And I feel like he's better on both issues. There were a lot of women who said that and went out to vote very silently for him.
TK Silv IA responding to our discussion about the flag burning that is happening. He says, as far as I'm concerned, there is only one group of people that has earned the right to protest the flag. So I asked this question to those who have burned the flag today. Did you serve in the military? If you did not, you shouldn't have the right to protest our flag. I say this as one of those who served, who have earned the right.
So true.
My brother has an American flag tattooed on his back.
Wow.
I mean, and it's like, I just don't think people maybe realize what it means to our troops when they deploy, when they're overseas. You know, they have it hanging in their bunks and hanging on their ships. And I think people maybe miss the point that it's a source of inspiration for people when they're literally fighting for our freedom. And I don't know. I do wonder if people that burn flags know anyone in the military or have obviously served as well. It's a good question.
It means everything to them. I mean, obviously, if they not themselves, they knew guys who lost limbs or whatever it was, sacrificed for it. So I can't imagine if I had served in battle or something like that to see something like this. It would just, I would be infuriated and may take more action than just talking about it if it was me. But I didn't serve in the military.
If you and I walked by those people on Fifth Avenue that are burning flags outside of Trump Tower, and you and I had gone drinking beforehand, both of you and I would be on YouTube.
Yes, that's right.
It'd be like Bernie McGurk and Meghan McCain.
The way you said
getting
it
crazy.
was so eloquent. I'm going to steal that because that was so eloquent that that the symbol itself is a source of inspiration for people around the world who are out risking their lives for our freedom. That when you are actually overseas, because I think for those of us who are not in the military and never served, it's a flag. It is important, and it is. But to hear it like that while you are fighting for everyone's freedom and fighting for your own life, that you look at a flag and it's a source of inspiration, and then to see someone here burning it is.
Striper ZZ says, I think President-elect Trump should do a Merry Christmas tour. Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
I feel so liberated to say Merry Christmas everywhere since Trump got elected. I used to say Happy Holidays because I didn't want to offend people, and I'm like, Merry Christmas, everyone.
It's a whole change in tone.
I love it.
It's absolutely right.
I actually like this one. One and Only 28 writes, make cereal great again.
I love cereal.
All right, we've got some witty.
I really can't eat it anymore. It would give me a sugar high, and then I would really
it's
crash.
like a dessert. I mean, I don't actually have it for breakfast because it's too.
Log onto our Facebook Live. We're rocking and rolling, by the way. So thank you to everybody who is joining us right now.
Hi, Mom. She runs over the computer.
This is very much in line with what Meghan McCain suggested earlier. Susan Sturm says people who burn flags should be forced to go to their local VA and explain themselves to a veteran. That is what you suggested, pretty much.
Yeah, but why punish the veteran like that?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, fair point.
You know what I mean?
Fair point.
Subject them.
Just like, haven't
let
they suffered
them
enough?
drink and enjoy themselves at the
Let them
VA.
go clean the latrine at the Veterans Hospital. Stay away from the vets themselves.
That's so
Because,
funny. It's true.
Yeah, the vets don't want to see these people.
I don't want to listen to it either, quite
What else are
frankly.
people talking about? Are they talking about the carrier deal?
I have to tell you, that's got people just all fired up right now. I mean, Penny Adams, my gramps fought in World War I, Uncle World War II, Uncle Korea, cousin in Navy, son just got out but was in Iraq. People are just outraged over that.
Look, I've read every single possible Greatest Generation book out there. Everything from your father's Flags of Our Fathers, Faith of Our Fathers, and it was Flags of Our Fathers by James Bradley. Everything from, and I knew Colonel Sweeney, who dropped the bomb on Nagasaki. He started this Greatest Generation trend. He wrote a book called War's End. I knew him personally, and I've read every book since then. So I have a sympathy or maybe an empathy for the military. And that's why I feel as passionate as I do, and maybe as you do, because you have family members. But I've read about every single thing that could be written, seen the suffering, read about the suffering that these people went through. And that's why it just absolutely nauseates me to my core to see that, to have them encouraging a flag-burning challenge.
And
how dare you?
It's just like people really lose their limbs in their lives and sometimes their mental faculties fighting for this country. I mean, I personally have drank beer out of a prosthetic leg to celebrate someone's freedom and coming home, because that's a thing veterans do sometimes with their prosthetics as well. So, like, I'm way on the other side of this, but burning it, to say that you disagree with the military or you have issues with the wars, that's one thing, but to desecrate our flag is so next level. And again, I just think it's people that have no exposure.
Yeah, I look at it through the economic lens, and I said this a little bit before, but I just visualize, well, they're standing in front of Trump Tower burning the flag. Donald Trump is actually out and on the phone, and he's doing things to get the economy rolling again. And when we finally get these gears going, and you're already seeing it, I mean, you're already seeing the green shoots. You're seeing, the stock market is taking off. You're seeing, optimism, consumer sentiment is positive. People are spending more for the holidays. That stimulates the economy. People that work in those stores, will have more hours and higher pay. And, it just goes around and around and around, that all these things are going, and it's going to raise the fortunes of every single people, including those people who are standing on the sidewalk in front of Trump Tower burning that flag. Their fortunes are rising as they're doing this
disrespectful thing. But liberals are having such a crisis of faith and crisis of identity. Not that excuses anything. I don't care.
Where's the ambulance?
But I haven't seen, some of the meltdowns that are still happening on Twitter.
Well,
get a grip.
They're still in the spell of all this characterization. Try to say that. Caricaturization.
You did it great.
The caricaturization that went on, the demonization that went on of Donald Trump. They made him into a monster.
Yeah.
So some of these people actually believe he's a monster still. They haven't been debunked, they haven't been debriefed, or whatever it is that needs to be done. But what went on in the media, and which is why Trump tweeting and bypassing the media is a beautiful thing to set the record straight on stuff. But what they did to him, you can't fault some of these people for being maybe afraid or having these thoughts in their head, because the dishonest media put those thoughts there.
Yeah, you're right.
But the problem is, and I keep making this debate over and over again, all Republicans to the media are Nazis. I actually put a picture on my Instagram that shows Mitt Romney, my father, Ronald Reagan, both Bushes, all shown as Hitler. So if all Republicans are Nazis everywhere, then of course you're going to believe it's absurd. But it's this narrative that's been going on for decades and decades, and that's why they're having panic attacks.
That was a fun show. Thank you so much for joining us, Bernie.
It's always a pleasure, really. I'm humbled
hungry.
and honored.
I'm going to go have some cereal.
I want to go with you.
By the way, people were asking, what's your favorite cereal? Does anybody care to share before we go? Mine is 5 seconds.
Wheaties.
Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs.
Frosted Flakes. I did a Frosted Flakes commercial. So I got to say Frosted Flakes.
Captain Crunch.
Do you still get residuals for that?
Not the commercials, because they don't still play, but Little House.
Do you still run hurdles?
No, I wish.
I will share with you that we keep Cheerios, plain Cheerios in my house. They are very good for you, by the way, if you read the thing. And granola.